In a world where validation is currency and emotional openness is often weaponized, the man who practices detachment stands apart. He is not aloof, nor apathetic, but disciplined. He does not withdraw out of fear or coldness, but as a deliberate act of sovereignty. Detachment is not the absence of feeling, it is the mastery of it. And in mastering it, a man becomes rare, respected, and ultimately, powerful. Detachment is power. Most people live in a constant state of emotional performance, seeking approval, explaining themselves, reacting to every provocation. But every time you explain, justify, or chase, you give away power. You let others write your script and control your behavior. Detachment flips the dynamic. It is the refusal to react on demand, the resistance to be understood on cue, and the power to make others earn your presence. Mystery, unpredictability, and composure are magnets in human interaction. People are drawn to what they cannot easily read or control. The man who withholds his emotions forces others to wonder, to doubt, to obsess. In contrast, the overly expressive man offers his emotional currency for free, cheapening both himself and his value. Detachment is not indifference. There's a crucial distinction. Detachment is not indifference. Indifference is numbness. Detachment is awareness with discipline. It is choosing where your energy goes, guarding your attention like gold. It is focus without frenzy, love without desperation, presence without dependency. The detached man does not advertise his emotions. He listens but does not confess, observes but does not explain. He refuses to play roles imposed on him, pleaser, victim, hero, and instead writes his own script. His silences become a mirror in which others see their own projections. In this way, he influences without force. Emotional economy and boundaries. Most people exhaust themselves trying to prove their worth to those who do not value it. They give away their boundaries in return for scraps of attention. But when you detach, you stop subsidizing others' power with your emotions. You no longer bleed anger to show hurt, jealousy to prove love, or defensiveness to deny guilt. You become the one who watches while others expose themselves. In relationships, this looks like restraint. The detached lover does not flood messages or beg for affection. He holds something back. He remains a fortress, not to keep love out, but to ensure that those who enter have earned it. In business, this looks like patience. In conflict, it becomes strategy. Everywhere, detachment is the high ground. Silence as a weapon. People will challenge your detachment. They will accuse you of arrogance, coldness, or cruelty. But their frustration is proof of your strength. Most people cannot stand silence. They demand explanation, validation, and emotional accessibility. Your refusal to play that game unsettles them because it removes their power to influence you. Detachment forces others to confront their own dependence. When you stop reacting, you stop giving them levers to pull. When you stop justifying, you stop supplying ammunition. Silence becomes a test. It reveals who respects your space and who only respected your compliance. Detachment and influence. True influence does not arise from control but from boundaries. People value what they must earn. When you set a high price of admission, whether for your time, affection, or attention, you filter out the unworthy. You make yourself rare. And in human psychology, scarcity drives desire. This is not manipulation, it's clarity. It is the understanding that your value decreases when you give it too easily. The man who reveals everything is predictable and disposable. The man who is measured, discerning, and self-contained becomes a mystery people want to solve, a presence they long to earn. Discipline, not performance. Detachment is not faking calm while seething inside. It is not pretending not to care while craving attention. True detachment begins within. It is cultivated through discomfort, the discomfort of being misunderstood, of holding back explanations, of letting silence do the talking. Most people cannot endure this discomfort. They crack under the pressure of being disliked or misread. But the detached man holds the line. He chooses dignity over approval, integrity over explanation, sovereignty over validation. The ultimate test: the world rewards those who can control themselves. The masses are emotional marionettes, dancing to anyone who knows which string to pull. But the detached man cuts those strings. He masters his responses, chooses his battles, and preserves his energy for what matters. He understands the power of walking away. He knows that saying no without guilt is strength. He does not explain his boundaries, he enforces them. And in doing so, he becomes unplayable, immune to manipulation, irresistible to those seeking depth, and respected by even his adversaries. The invitation to power detachment is not isolation. It is selectivity. It is not the death of connection, but its purification. It eliminates the manipulative, the needy, and the entitled, leaving only relationships built on mutual value. It demands sacrifices, comfort, popularity, easy approval. But what it gives in return is priceless: peace, clarity, and the power to choose. To detach is to reclaim your life. To stop reacting and start observing. To move from being the puppet to being the puppeteer of your own fate. It is the quiet revolution that shifts you from performing to leading. And in this world, the man who needs nothing, who does not beg, chase, or explain, is the one everyone else must reckon with. This is why detachment is not just powerful. It is irresistible.